always tried to do, we always tried to look at different perspectives. Which end of the
Yeah.
horse are you looking at? And I'll tell this story again, but this may be the first podcast that somebody's heard that Thomas Edison tried over 1,000 filaments for his light bulb. Okay. And a reporter was trying to get his goat to trying to make him angry to say some type of outrageous statement in the newspaper. And he said, and then he came to him and said, Mr. Edison, how does it feel to have failed over 1,000 times? And Edison said, I never failed. I found 1,000 things that didn't work. Another perspective.
Absolutely. And sometimes we don't realize that the successes and the accomplishments that come in life are usually made with some failures along the way. Because I don't know anybody that did something absolutely
And
the
it's
first
how
time.
you
Yeah.
view it, James.
Yeah.
And that's what you and I've tried to help people understand over the years. Me through some talk therapy and some of my theatrics that I do sometimes, and you a lot through songs.
Well, I think what I've tried to do through songs, and I think you're doing the same, is let people know that they're going to be comfortable with us. It doesn't mean that we know it all, but it's just that if we can reach a nerve in you and say, you know, it's okay. I feel comfortable. I can work through this. I can, and it's not like we have the answers. We just try to set up the stage for you.
We try to put people in positions where they can succeed, James.
Exactly, yeah. Because this stage we try to set up for other people is their stage. They're the actor. They're the lead role, and we're just the support.
And sometimes I think you and I have been beaten into submission enough to realize that our egos aren't the most important thing in the world.
You know, I that's probably my my weakness is, I people send accolades my way, and I used to, just try to shrug them off, or if people want to do things for me. What I learned was very cool was that when people want to give, accept it.
Could you say thank you?
Yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
And I say thank you. Now I say thank you instead of saying, never mind. But I'm saying, I realize that I can't do that because I'm taking away their right to give, which is what I'm trying to do myself.
Who are you to deny them the pleasure of giving?
Yeah, which I enjoy. So why would I take them out of that? Why would I deny them that?
And as you well know, when we talk about self concept, facts and information you know about yourself, self esteem, how you interpret those facts and information, most people feel that they're so unworthy that they're not worthy to receive those type of compliments and therefore they deflect them.
Exactly. And what they're doing when they do that is they're thinking of themselves, but the thought needs to come into their heads that, hey, you know what? This person who has very little in their life is giving me something, and wow, that should make you feel good because you're allowing someone to give you something. That is such a great feeling.
Honest compliments are free.
Yeah. So I learned that. And I said, you know what? I felt good that I let someone give something to me without saying, no, I don't want that, or I don't need that.
One of the best ways to make yourself feel better about yourself is to give compliments when they're deserved.
Exactly.
That's what we challenge people out there. Cashiers at places have they have very, very challenging jobs. They deal with nasty, irritable people all day long.
Hmm.
And for you to sit there and say, "Hey, thanks, I like that smile on your face," or "Thanks for taking care of me so quickly," that means something to people.
It does. I do that all the time at the checkouts. I'll make some comment and say, how are you today? And I'll see their name tag and I'll go by their name and, and
Random
I
acts of
just,
kindness.
eh,
That's just not a buzzword.
it's not a buzzword. It's action. Everyone can do it. Sometimes it's just a smile. You know, if you smile at someone, maybe they'll smile back. Maybe they're having such a bad day that smile may actually give them a break.
So sometimes we take students out and we maybe take them out to stores or whatever, and we take them out, and I call it human experience, human observation experience. And I'll ask them, see how many people make contact with other people. See how many people just stare at the floor. See how many people are actually smiling in this place. Or else I'll say, here's what I'll do. I'm going to engage some people. I'm going to say hello. I'm going to say it's nice to see you today. Isn't it a lovely day? And I want you to see how many people actually re-engage me.
Exactly. And, you know, one of the fears that we talked about recently was a fear of being put in a embarrassing situation
Yes.
or something like that. And I said, well, you know what? If you here's what you do: you go to the mall, you sit on the bench, and you watch how many people are actually looking at other people. Very few. So, you know, but the feeling that you might be, you know, people will staring at you, you know, is a real feeling to feel. And but so we try to say, check the facts. Are people really staring at you like you think they are?
We live in a world, we're all connected.
Yeah,
One of the things that we try to get across to people, and it's very simple, and if they grasp this point, we uh, we help them understand that they're well on their way, that we're spiritual beings. We just happen to be having a human experience.
right.
And sometimes we're so tied to this human experience. And the simple fact is that life is absurd. And rather than try to figure it out or manipulate it, if we can sit back and be the observers and sometimes just laugh.
Exactly. And humor is such an important part of life. And that's why we've been such good friends over the years, is because we can laugh at each other.
Indeed, we have. Old McDonald. That's a that's kind of an inside joke, a little bit. One day, James and I were sitting at Sinclair in the kitchen, and there's usually some younger students there, physician assistant students, and James and I were talking about old songs we used to sing. And we were started to talk about Old McDonald, and I said to this young lady, I said, "Did you sing Old McDonald when you were in kindergarten?"
Mhm.
And she looked at me and James like we had just grown horns and said, "What planet do you think I'm from?" And then James said to this young lady, "Well, Jim and I were around when Old McDonald was young McDonald." I love to tell that story. You've probably heard it 1,000 times.
I've heard it 1,000 times, and you owe me another nickel.
That's great, but that's just the kind of levity that adds to life.
It does. And, you know, there's certain thing about to be said for not taking life so seriously
Mm,
24/7.
heavy does it, people.
Yeah. And, you know, you just gotta just take a breath, stop, look around, laugh a bit, you know, enjoy the birds that you're hearing that you're not hearing when you're so busy minded.
Well,
Uh,
Confucius says, "Why worry? Will the future change?" And it certainly will not. It's action and effort that makes a future change, James.
exactly. And, you know, I'm so, I feel so good where I'm at right now. And my drive now is to really help those people who could use someone like me, maybe, to help themselves. And, you know, my family, my friends, and that I was all connected to, you know, and I don't know at all. I have just experienced so much that finally I get to a point where I finally get it after 60 years. I finally get what life is all about, I think.
So you've accumulated enough wisdom and knowledge that perhaps you can feel confident enough to share it with
I
others.
share it with others, and usually it's storytelling, which is my thing, is telling stories. So I just try to tell a story. I know that within that story, somebody's going to get something.
Everyone has a story,
Yep,
James, and everyone's story deserves to be heard.
exactly. And I used to, as a songwriter, I would say everyone has a song. You know, I could write a song about everybody I know,
As well, you have
and would be everyone would
heard
be
that many,
different.
many times. So again, I refer back to the 12-step world. It says our purpose is to fit ourselves to be of maximum service to the Creator and to our fellows. And we talked about creativity before, and as perhaps we end this podcast, I'd like perhaps for James to share a song about one of his favorite
Yeah,
composers
yeah, I'd love to do
and
that. Yeah,
lyricists. So everyone, Mr. James Buckley.
it's a song that was written by a big influence of mine uh, back in the day, and I am very moved by this song as well as the whole world actually is moved by this tune. It's one of those songs that kind of everybody loves. So that's why I chose to do this song. And it's written by John Lennon, who had a gift that he shared with the world. So if we all have a gift, shouldn't we share it? Imagine. Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us. Above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for. No religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. Hope someday you'll join us in the world we'll live as one. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger. A brotherhood of man. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. Hope someday you'll join us in the world we'll live as one. Live as one. Imagine the world could be a better place, and you could be part of that.
Please check out our website at fishingwithoutbait.com, where you can listen to the show, comment on our discussions, and find out where you can subscribe to our podcast. If you're interested in flying the colors of fishing without bait, click the shop icon on our website. We have clothing, mugs, cell phone cases, and so much more. Show the world that you fish without bait. This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com.